Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Keeks, back with a brand new video, and we are getting into some more Goosebumps news for the new TV show. Now, this is another interview. It's more of an article than an interview, but this is an article that, once again, they get into discussion with Rob Letterman and Nicholas Stoller, the two executive producers and showrunners behind the new Goosebumps show that's coming out to Disney Plus this Friday. 2 days ago, peeps. 2 days ago. So it is almost here. So, anyways, this minor spoilers for this interview. They kind of talk about this interview article. Mainly, first part of it heavily focuses on Slappy and what his story is going to be in the Goosebumps series, this new series. So with that all said and done, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into the interview. So, new Goosebumps 2023. Slappy's big role gets teased by producer. Exclusive. The producers of the new Disney Plus Goosebumps series tease Slappy's big role in the story. There are a lot of iconic elements from the Goosebumps franchise, but nothing can quite match the sinister ventriloquist dummy that is Slappy. The Evil Doll made its first appearance in Night of the Living Dummy, the seventh Goosebumps book, which was published in May 1993. Over the years, he would go on to star in dozens of R.L. Stine's books, even get his own spin-off series titled Slappy World. Slappy has been in both live-action adaptations of the franchise, appearing in 3 episodes of the classic television series, and serving as the main antagonist in the latest 2 Goosebumps films. Slappy's big role in Disney Plus's Goosebumps. In an exclusive interview with the direct's Russ Milheim, Goosebumps executive producers Rob Letterman and Nicholas Stoller teased Slappy's role in the series. The iconic ventriloquist dummy is basically synonymous with anything under the Goosebumps umbrella. Letterman admitted that he thinks people who are really familiar with the franchise will figure it out at least by episode 4. And then we have this full quote right here. I think people who are really familiar with Goosebumps are going to figure it out at least by episode 4. There's enough little plans about what's coming, and by the end of 4, I think we stated. Okay, interesting. We're going to talk about that. He revealed that the team actually wanted to keep Slappy a secret, something they failed miserably at. Letterman also stated that the series will dive deep into the mythology of Slappy. Ironically, Nick and I want to keep Slappy a secret until people actually watch the show, and we failed miserably. It's just like people. It's just like Impossible is completely associated to Goosebumps. But I think what fans will appreciate, and people who don't know anything about Goosebumps, we dive deep into the mythology of Slappy and where it is and where it comes from. The producers teased that the series finale will deliver on the Slappy front in a big way. And we did our own kind of research into all the Goosebumps books and tried to tie some of those strings together. So I don't want to give anything away for the finale, but the finale does deliver at least on the Slappy front in a big way. Stoller shares that he loves origin stories and how fun it was exploring Slappy's history. There's also getting into the background of Slappy too, and where Slappy came from. And all of that just seemed... I love origin stories and stuff in anything, so I get to really delve into that. Was a fun for us. Was a fun exploration for us. And then they kind of start talking about the haunted mask here. One of the classic stories that the show tackles is the haunted mask. Anna E. Puig's Isabella is, I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Isabella is the character who has the privilege of finding the sinister mask, a story that plays out over the show's second episode. But fans who have followed the marketing material for the series know that this interpretation of the mask looks far different than its original design. So, what led to those changes? Letterman assured that the new design choices really came from character. He also promised that as Isabella's story progresses, fans of the original book will be pleased where the episode goes with the iconic mask. Isabella will be one of the five key characters who gets their own spooky story. The upcoming series will take a unique approach where the first half sees different characters experiencing their own Goosebumps tale come to life. The following episodes then pull everything together as the narrative becomes a far bigger one and connected across its expansive cast. But how exactly did the creative team behind Goosebumps decide which character got which classic story, such as Go Eat Worms, Say Cheese and Die, or The Haunted Mask? Letterman shared that they just talked about the characters first. We just talked about the characters first, and we were kind of like, got our characters in line, and then we started moving. Sterling noted that they talked a lot about their own high school experiences. We talked a lot about our own high school experiences. Honestly, like, people, we just wanted to be rooted, putting aside Goosebumps and all the stories and all Star's genius and all that. We wanted to be rooted in just real high school stuff. So we kind of just had a long therapy session, the two of us. He explained how those emotional truths apply today, just like they did for their high school years. We wanted to be rooted in the reality of that. That's always where my writing starts, and I feel like Rob too, starting with our personal experiences because those emotional truths, even though they were a long time ago, are the same as they are now for kids now. When will audiences get time with Goosebumps Slappy? When Goosebumps launches on Disney Plus, it'll be dropping the first 5 episodes at once. Slappy Slappy doesn't play a role in the first half of the series, but the aptly named 6 episode Not a Little Dummy suggests that Slappy's introduction isn't far off. The bigger question is, can this new show offer up something new for the character? After all, he was just a big bad for 2 feature films in a row. The producer's quote seemed to, to suggest the series will dive into the character's backstory in a way audiences haven't seen before, which could distinguish this iteration. Perhaps the show is looking to set up a much bigger story with Slappy, such as establishing him as a force behind more evil in the world. Maybe fans will see something like Horrorland, a terrifying theme park that brings horror to life, become a reality. If that's the case, then it could easily open the doors to future episodes adapting even more classic Goosebumps scares. Alright, guys, so that was the interview slash article with Rob Letterman and Nicholas Stoller. Really got deep into how involved Slappy is going to be in this show. So there's so much of my dog over there. Um, I'm really excited to see them explore Slappy's origins. He's always had like a very like interesting origin story, but it's always been like it hasn't been like fully explored except for the recent like 30th anniversary book, Slappy Beware. And it's always been like we've had different versions of it, the main one being him being made by a sorcerer and everything. Um which I think since that's been like sort of like the main one they've always gone with, we'll see this in the show. There's also another one that I've heard of where he's like I don't remember which Goosebumps book this was. Is it? I believe it's in a Slappy World book. Um, but apparently one of the Slappy books in that series, they explain his origin as being he was he's inhabited by the spirit of a mysterious child, so, and they might do like a combination of origins, so sorcerer making him being possessed by the spirit of a bad little child, could combine those and everything. If you read if you've read Slappy Beware, um you can kind of see how they might be able to combine those, especially with like um the sorcerer's story and everything, which was more tragic than what we previously thought, right? And but yeah, and the fact that they're placing hints like along the way, we're not getting Slappy until episode 6, right? Um, the first 5 episodes, we're not getting anything, but we're getting like little plants. They say little plants, to his let's gonna lead up to his arrival, right? And episode 4 is definitely gonna be like where they reveal big stuff, okay? And the finale is definitely gonna be like a big thing, like we know the last episode is called Welcome to Horrorland, and it's kind of making me wonder if they're kind of like gonna go into maybe like if they do a second season, maybe it'll be based on the Goosebumps Horrorland series. Um, just with differences. I don't think they'll like do like a full adaptation, but like maybe the second season's basis will be on like that series, right? So that's gonna be very interesting. I'm very excited about that. Um, Now they talk about the haunted mask. Didn't really mention the whole thing. They pretty much talk about things that we've discussed before. A lot of people they don't like how the mask looks, and they're saying like, just wait, just wait. You're gonna be satisfied with how that goes. And so that's gonna be very interesting to see. And then they basically got into like the high school side of things. Um, which I've seen. I saw a couple more reviews. I saw some uh, views that didn't really like the whole high school aspect of it. Um, but I think that's gonna be one of those things. Just like it's a hit or miss, with some people. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you all enjoy it. Please drop a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you all in the next video.